My name is Roman Tolstik, and I hate to start us off in this way, but I don't know how else to start it. So basically, what this is a documentary of the startup of a company.
What is this I'm feeling? If you wanna leave, I'm with it. We've come too far to give up.
Welcome back. I decided to change things up this time. I thought that what was missing before from these videos was a little bit of structure. It was kind of just like thoughts and ideas kind of rolled into like one little, short 5-minute video. And so I took a step back and decided to make it a 3-step process. The first part would just be to sum up like before. The second part will be a lesson of the week, like something I learned, something hopefully you guys can learn from. And the third will be a business tool highlight. So, without further ado, the beginning. Where we are now. So, we're at a point right now where the app issues have been resolved. At least that's what I've been told. So I'm thinking that from the way the sound of it, it sounds like everything's fine now. All the iOS issues that were on that list are done. All the Bluetooth or the Droid issues that were on that list are done. The big one, the Bluetooth connectivity with the Droid, that's been resolved. I actually got a text at like 11 o'clock at night on a Wednesday night or something from the app developer saying that it seems to be working now, everything's fine. So that's all great. The big issue now is the PCB design. And holy crap, I did not think it was going to be this big a problem. So you see technology, or you see like an alarm clock, or like a digital alarm clock, right? Or a little Bluetooth headphone, or anything small like that. And like for instance, a Bluetooth headphone, it's this big, and it has a speaker in there. It has a battery. It has a Bluetooth module. It's got all these little things in there, and a little actual microcontroller, the chip itself. And somehow they all fit it into this package this small. We can't get ours smaller than this big, and that just won't work. This is something that is monumentally important to the client. And so I keep going back and forth to the engineers, and they keep telling me, like, hey, it's too difficult, we can't figure this out, it's going to take too long. I keep telling them, like, it doesn't matter, this is a deal breaker. And so the call today is going to be kind of a somber awakening to this, hopefully, to where we have to kind of figure out either we can do this or we pack it up, because those are the only options we have. And I'm hoping by that, I'm really hoping they can tell me that, hey, we'll figure this out. In the meantime, I also reached out to somebody who can do PCB design, just to get an estimate on the price, how much it would cost to design something like a PCB board. For this to take what we have and make it smaller. The answer is about $1,000. $1,000 just for the design. That's too much, right? For a company that has no funding, that is way too much. So it's up to these guys to figure out how we can design our own PCB. And this will probably tackle on at least, I would guess, probably at least 2 more weeks to our project. Right now, as we stand, we're 1 week past the deadline. Another 2 weeks, I mean, we're probably looking more realistically at about a month past the initial deadline that we wanted. And remember, like I said in the last video, whatever you plan for, you just got to double it. I planned for 2 months. I believe I gave him 3. And now we're going to be at probably 4 months, so pretty much exactly doubled. The other issue that came up was marketing. And it's a challenge because part of it, a large part of it, is on me because of the lack of direction I've given to our marketing gal. And so I went back and I came up with a plan. Basically, I came up with a plan template. And I basically said this, like, here's 3 months, September, October, November. For each month, there should be 2 focuses. 2 weeks of one, 2 weeks of the other, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. And that way we can kind of hop from one to the other without losing sight of the first. So for instance, the first that she wanted to do was a blog. The next 2 weeks would be the focus would be LinkedIn. But while she's doing LinkedIn, she's also still going to be doing the blog. Then the third focus would be Facebook. And while she's doing Facebook, the first 2 will still be there in the background. So we'll kind of build on our marketing as we go. And this list basically had, like a month break out at the top, And then below that, it had what we wanted to work on, like what the focus was going to be. So the blog, LinkedIn, Facebook, and so forth. And then below that, we had, some information about each thing. So target market, like who we're going to shoot this for, right? And the age groups weren't as important here, though they are always important. It's more about like, are we actually going to shoot for professionals or just the end consumer? Below that was the purpose, whether it's client acquisition, customer interaction, education, whatever. Below that was the action plan, kind of how, like a big overview of what we intend to do, and below that is a 3-step plan of how we're going to achieve it. And that was our marketing plan. So I'm hoping that helps solidify the actions that we need to take going forward to come up with, to kind of push ourselves through this. And it's going to be all on her. So hopefully she can kind of step it up and push us in the right direction. I told her I'd be more than happy to provide any kind of marketing material, like images and whatever that she needs, videos, because I have a background in that, so I can make all that for her as she needs it. And so that's kind of where we are now. Apps are working. We're all good on that front. The technology is fully operational. We're good on that front. Marketing is coming together and evolving and moving forward as it needs to. The big thing now is the PCB. So today, I think that's going to be the main focus here. So hopefully we can nail that down and figure out how we can make this thing smaller. Because the idea is, our goal is to make a PCB is about the size of a quarter. Now, right now it's about, I think it was like 4.5 inches by like 3 inches, right? Which is huge. It just won't work. It's way too big. And so that's where we stand right now. For the lesson of the week, I wanted to talk about marketing more in detail because of the pains we've gone through to get to where we are now. We started, when I first hired her on the team, I basically gave her the keys and said, here, figure it out. Right? Without knowing really anything about the company, knowing anything about the product, it's a challenge that just can't be accomplished, especially not in a short amount of time. So we went back and we kind of sat down and we talked and we talked and we talked. And what we came up with was this plan, right? And the way I think a plan should work for, at least for us, the way the plan is coming together for the marketing side is, one, we got to come up with a budget, right? And this was easy in this case. The budget was 0. So we got to go after this guerrilla marketing. After establishing a $0 budget, we had to establish the purpose. And the purpose for each month, as it wasn't that spreadsheet, is basically either to educate, to what was it? So we got educate, to acquire clients, or to build interaction. Those are really the 3 different purposes, and we kind of nailed down where, say, Facebook would come in, where Instagram would come in, where LinkedIn would come in, where a blog would come in, where maybe these videos could come in all these different areas. After the establishing the purpose, we came up with a target market for each one, so we kind of know how to plan the marketing to engage those groups of people. And finally, the action plan, which is that 3-step process that we kept it very simple, just to get an idea of like a big overview of how this should all come together. The other part of this is finding out what free marketing is even available. And so what Julia came up with was the blog, which I think is a great idea, right? We got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then I also added in there YouTube. I don't know if we're really going to get that far with YouTube or not. I don't know if she's even going to have time for this in the 3-month cycle that we have. But I thought it might be nice to just do that because these videos are going on there, so why not? The last part of this is the business tool highlights. The business tool highlight I want to highlight in this case is something I've talked about many times already in these videos. It's Trello and how amazing Trello is. If you're trying to start a company, if you're trying to start a project, if you're trying to start anything that you need to work with other people on, even by yourself, and you want to track your progress, you want to figure out where you are to where you need to be, to what you have done, Trello is an incredible tool. What it is basically imagine a grid, right? And it's split up into multiple areas. And in this grid, see that one column is for things that need to be done, The second column is for what you're working on now, and the third column is what you're doing. This is a very quick overview. You could obviously have as many grids, as many columns as you want. And then in each of these columns, you have cards. And each card has like a title on it, right? And the title could be PCB design, app design, art, marketing, whatever, right? And as you're completing these, you're moving them from column to column to complete them. Everybody in this group can see exactly where you are, and everybody can see where everybody else is, and they can see, and you can see where they are as well. And so it's this shared workspace for everybody to kind of see exactly where everybody is, and each card can be as simple as, say, just a title, to as complex as having checklists in there, as having attachments, images, videos, whatever. Even little notes, like posts like you would on Facebook, where you comment on each other's stuff. I mean, it's just great. It's great because it lets everybody keep track of where everybody is. Everybody's on the same page at all times, as long as everybody's checking. I mean, the hardest part of Trello is to just keep everybody motivated to keep checking that thing every single week, so everybody can see where they are. So if you haven't started using Trello yet and you're working on a project, do yourself a favor, use Trello. It's free, it's amazing. It's a business version that costs something, but the one we're using is free, and we've never had a problem with space or anything. It just works great.